All right, moving on to episode 8, huh? Yeah. Okay, so episode 8, Tanya hates Tina, and so does Wes. Like they both want to, like, if either one of them win today's pardon, they're gonna put in Tina and Kenny no matter what. Yeah.
I agree with that. I feel like Tina is super unlikable. Just she annoys the shit out of me. And it's weird because like I don't know, 80% of the time I agree with what Tina's saying, but her personality is just annoying to me. She's just so pushy and bossy sometimes where I'm just like, oh, fuck off, Tina.
How did you like her in All Stars?
Um, she's better. I don't know. She's chilled out with time, but like I still see like the parts of her personality that bug me.
Yeah, just don't give her some pots and pans. Remember when
Oh god, yeah. That shit
that was
reminded
annoying.
me of like when a challenger feels like that, okay, this is my moment to do something big, and they're just gonna make a fucking fool of themselves for an episode and just get into a big ass fight just so they get more screen time. That's what that seemed like when she was doing that with the pots and pans.
And then she quit the elimination. Remember that?
Yeah, because she didn't have enough fucking balls to just lose fair and square. She had to just walk away. Because wasn't she going against Melinda?
Oh man, I don't remember. Maybe.
I think
I
it
think it
was.
may. Yeah,
She
yeah.
didn't have the guts to just compete and lose because I think it was kind of a speed based competition and she wasn't going to outrun Melinda. So it was just like, I'm just going to walk away. I'm not giving you the honor of letting me go in there. Just, that is shameful.
Yeah, yet she's in All Stars 3 coming up. It's like,
Yeah.
why?
And TJ didn't even fucking like care that she just quit. It was just like, what is happening?
TJ's hands are bound when it comes to these days. You know, he can't go off on people anymore. So,
Yeah.
all right, so let's get back into the fresh beef for fuck's sake.
Okay.
You know what's going on? That's sort of like fucking, but not. They're just cuddling. Theo and Lynette. Remember this little romance?
No, I don't.
Oh no.
I'm trying to remember who Lynette is.
I thought she was French, but maybe she's Spanish. I don't know. Either way, she's got a slight accent, and yeah.
But like,
But
who's
her and
Lynette's
Theo
partner?
are Lynette and Shane.
Oh, that girl. Okay, yeah. All right.
Oh my gosh, Dave is trying to remember because he's living in the future. He's up to episode 10 at least.
Yeah, that's true. Like Shane is like very forgetful because like it seems like he doesn't get any screen time. So when he does, I'm like, oh yeah, Shane's here, and this is like
Yeah,
little
exactly.
innocent baby Shane before like he turns into a big bitch.
Yeah, but I swear to God, that was a conscious decision. He's like, I didn't get the call back for years. So when I do get the call back, I'm gonna be like a camera whore. Like they love that sort of shit, you know?
Yeah, he was basically doing like a Ashley Mitchell impression the entire time he was there.
Okay, so anyways, yeah, they have a slight romance, and Shane will actually say like a happy partner is a happy life, you know, a happy challenge. So because spoilers, they're gonna win this mission today, you know? Is it the power of the Theo's D? Is it?
Could be.
Well, you'd be wrong because they haven't really done anything. They've only cuddled and kissed, from what I can tell.
Yeah, but it's that motivating factor. If I get this win, it's gonna look good in the eyes of Theo, trying to win his approval.
All right, cool. I like that. Um, so let's get into the mission of the day. Incredible deflating kayak. Do you remember this?
Oh my gosh, yeah. I remember this. It was really awesome because you're seeing people fail. There's different parts to it, like with the inflating of it. Well, the first they had to like dig it out or unfold it, and that was a pain in the ass. And then to like inflate it and then go there and back. There's so many different hiccups along the way where people can screw up. But it was interesting because like a lot of teams they fucked up at different points, and you get to see that.
Um, yeah, exactly. And then once you get across, you know, go get the flag, come back. You can't touch the water at all with any of your body. Otherwise, you have
Mm-hmm.
to restart. But then after that, you have to deflate the kayak and pack it back into the bag. That's the part where I'd be like, no, I'm not going to do that. You know,
Yeah.
if I wasn't up for exile, I wouldn't even do that part. I'm like, nah, I'm not going to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, why? You know, like Darrell, it's like Darrell and Aviv. I mean, unless, well, oh shit, let's talk about this though. We forgot the prize. Every pardon has a prize, and this is the prize. Winner trip for two to Costa Rica for 8 days and 7 nights.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
That's but like why would you imagine like the team what if it was like Wes and Casey win? Like Wes is not gonna want to go on a fucking 7 day vacation with Casey.
No. They both get 2 tickets.
Oh, okay. But then it's like a weird double date. It's gonna be like Wes and Johanna and Casey and somebody else. It's
I,
hopefully they can book it on different dates, right?
exactly. I don't think that you have to go at the same time. That'd be terrible.
I don't know. What if they're like
Um,
adjoined rooms? Like, we need a camera. This could have been its own little mini series.
Theo and Shauna get to create the order for this, and I like this little moment where they're gonna put Tanya more like last because Theo's like, I don't like the fact that she was voted in. It should have been Tina and Kenny, so we're gonna give them a good chance to win that pardon. And I thought it was kind of nice. Theo is a better friend to Tanya than Derek is, and Derek's actually Tanya's friend. You know? Ah,
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Let's see here. Oh, okay. There's this moment, right? During the mission, it's Derek and Diem versus Tina and Kenny, and Derek and Diem get their bag closed, right? And they look to TJ, and TJ isn't looking at them. He's looking at Tina and Kenny at that moment, right? So it takes him about a second to look and then blow the horn. To me, I'd be so fucking pissed because there was a couple of missions ago where someone lost by like a fraction of a second. You know,
Yeah.
that would piss me off. You're like, no, let us have each have a judge to be looking. I don't want it to depend on TJ's stone stupid ass to be like, what? Oh, is it your turn? You
I
know,
was
like,
just gonna say that. Out of everyone there, like TJ is like the slowest reacting stoner, and to put him in charge of like, okay, like imagine if he's like a UFC referee, like, okay, stop the fight. Like he's just like, oh yeah, okay. It's like, yeah,
oh
they
god.
needed to have production like behind the camera so they have a better view and a little probably better reaction time than someone like TJ.
Okay, so Wes and Casey, they need to win this in order to not go into exile. But and they were doing okay, but Wes's foot was in the water when they were paddling.
Yeah, because Wes had the brilliant strategy. We don't want to waste our time blowing up the raft, so we're just going to inflate it halfway. And it was a really shitty piece of strategy because then it's like it's sinking into the water mostly. You have so much drag on the water. There's no way you're going to be able to paddle it fast enough. And then, yeah, his ass is sinking into the water so much that his feet are like hanging over the edge and his feet are hitting the water.
Yeah, so right when the judge is like, "Oh, you got to repeat it," Wes is like, "No, we're just gonna
Yeah.
We're going into exile. There's no way to win now.
Around, he's all pissed off. He's like, screw it, we're done.
And then the other thing, Tanya and Johnny, they need to get this pardon, but they get tangled up in the trees and shit. It's really too bad. Yeah. But the winner, Shane and Lynette, coming in first, and actually they were put in first. That has yet to happen. Jesus Christ. That has yet to happen where someone who goes first wins first in the mission.
So, who picked the order? Was that Theo?
Theo and Shonda, yeah.
Okay. I'm surprised they didn't make Wes first. I don't know.
Oh, yeah. I suppose you're right. Well, so now we're going to have Wes and Casey versus Tanya and Johnny, and they're going to have the weight, right? Now, I remember them having a lot of weight. It wasn't until I wrote this shit down where I'm like, Jesus Christ. Okay, so Wes and Casey, they have about, I don't know, 56 for Wes, 57 for Casey. Tanya has 147.
What? Oh my God.
Johnny has 106.
Oh my God.
Now, I remember Tanya having a bunch, but I do not remember Johnny having so much. That's crazy.
This rule is just insane. Like, at first it sounds like, oh yeah, that's a good idea. But if you look at every cast member's weight that they have, you realize it quickly becomes super unfair because someone can have 47, but someone can have 147. That's not fair at all. Like, it should have just been like, you have to carry 2/3 of your body weight or something like that. If you weigh 150 pounds, you got to carry 100 pounds, something like that.
Yeah, I mean, well, it's a little different just because we've seen this sort of happen in a final, but this is like, if you could avoid the exile, then good. Then you don't have to deal with that whole weight at all. So it's trickier, I think. Yeah. I want to say it's not fair, but at the same time, it's like, well, don't go into exile, bitch.
Yeah, but like, they don't even realize, I don't feel like they didn't know that when they packed their bags, first off. And then at what point did like the challengers, if you didn't go to exile, like, you're basically just hoping that someone like Wes and Casey, if they're the only team that goes to exile, what if they never said anything? Or I don't know if they ever did. Like, do these people know? They have no idea. They just show up and they're just like, yep, you got 147 pounds. They'd be like, fuck you. Like, this is crazy.
But, okay, again, 147 for Tanya, but 106 for Johnny. That's almost double Wes and Casey. What's Johnny fucking packing, man?
I don't know. That's a lot of jars of peanut butter.
No, we're not. We're not talking about Nicole. We're talking about Johnny. Yeah, come on. All right, so let's talk about the exile itself. Right away, cute, adorable little Casey. Like, she's really won me over this season. She throws on her bag and just takes off, like fucking running at full speed. It was awesome. And Johnny's like, what the fuck? Like, they just like take off and we're taking up these giant ass bags. What's 147 and 106? How many pounds is that?
253?
53. Yeah. That's nuts, man.
That's crazy. Like Big Easy. It's like basically carrying Big Easy.
Oh, shit. Yeah. Oh, my gosh. Gauntlet 3 style.
Yeah, but you have only 2 people to carry them instead of like a team of like 4 or 6 or whatever it was.
And let's hope Brad's not part of over there, because he'd be like, "This man's dying. What are you fucking dragging him for?" Remember that? He was the only guy who's like, "You guys are fucked up. This man is fucking
like he needs to be in an ambulance." Like,
Oh my god, he was the only adult on that in that situation. He's like, Jesus Christ. Yeah.
And they're like, whatever, drag the carcass across the finish line. We're gonna win this. Who else was it? Was it like Evan and Kenny?
Evan, Kenny, Evelyn, CT. Fuck. There were so many cold-blooded motherfuckers on that
Oh
team.
yeah.
Okay, let's. Okay, so the very first checkpoint, Wes and Casey don't even bother doing any of the checkpoints. They just grab the flag and go. They're just so fucking dead to this thing. They're like, whatever. This is our lives now, you know. And honestly, it's like it's crazy that they're doing physically way more than any of the teams this season, you know, because usually I think you have, you know, the one day you have a mission, and then the second day you have a second mission, the pardon, but then right after that you have to do an exile. Like fuck that, you know. So they're just fucking in great shape. So Johnny does try that first checkpoint where you have to remove 6 sticks to leave 5 squares. Do you remember any of that part?
A little bit.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, the ref was like, no, that's not right because you have open squares as well. And to me, I'm like, well, I personally see 5 whole squares, but I didn't know. I don't know. It looked a little iffy. Johnny got pissed, threw the Gatorade bottle. The ref was like, oh my God. Yeah.
I had to
out.
rewatch that. Yeah, because you know that like the ref has one solution in their mind, and like if you like figure out a different solution, they're like, no, it's not right.
Now you realize you should have rewatched it, Dave.
Oh my God.
Oh,
What?
God.
Why
All
do
right.
I have to convince? I don't need to rewatch it if I have you to just tell me what happened.
That's
Gives me
true.
time.
That's very
I'll just
true.
ask you.
Okay, so the checkpoint number 2, I think, again, Wes and Casey are way ahead. In fact, this is the episode, the first episode where they don't even bother with the van, the secrecy, like, oh, who's it going to be? They just show Wes and Casey cross the finish line. Yeah. They were like, we're not even going to pretend that Tanya and Johnny somehow got back, you know?
Yeah.
But before that, though, before they actually cross the finish line, Jesus Christ, this returns. Wes is like, where the fuck are we? Like, we're, you know, because he's complaining that he doesn't know if they even took the right path and shit. This is a constant thing when it comes to production where they don't indicate that you're on the right path, you know? There could be other paths. Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy because like if you go deer hunting and you have like a path to get to your deer stand, you'll have like a little piece of orange tape that you'll tie like to a little limb or like to a tree along the way. And the general rule of thumb is that you do one like every 50 to 100 feet. So that way you know you're on the right path. And I feel like the challenge should be doing that too. But I think with the challenge, they just put a sign with an arrow and then you see nothing for about like half a mile. And then you see like another sign, but for that half a mile, you don't know if you're on the right path or not. It could deviate, and you could be totally shit out of luck.
There's clearly no hunters in that production, right?
Yeah.
Otherwise, they would know. That's a good little thing. Like I didn't know to do that. I mean, well, maybe I would have figured it out, but because I've never hunted before, Dave.
Yeah, well,
it's like a
Boy Scout. It's like a Boy Scout type thing. Like if you're trekking into the woods, you want to leave a mark, like break a tree branch or something, like every 50 or 100 feet, so that way you could find your way back.
We're gonna end the episode with Lynette goes from crush to really liking Theo, and meanwhile Theo's like, you know, Lynette just won those tickets to Costa Rica. Maybe I should snuggle up with her.
Yeah.
So like they're having a, you know, they're having a thing. and she's definitely feeling more stronger than he is. He's kind of making a joke, not that he's not taking it seriously, but he's definitely more jokey about it. Like, I guess she's got something wrong with her head because she's like into me. You know what I mean? Like, but go Theo Vaughn. I
Yeah.
like your stuff. Yeah.
Theo's awesome. It's so much fun watching him. Like, I don't know, just looking back, it was like the same way when I first watched like The Miz and his old episodes, like seeing like how much success he's had outside of the show, like in
Right.
the future. It's a lot of fun to watch him.
Yeah, and let me just say this: All Stars 3, right? No Coral, no Miz, no Theo. You know, like after a while, when All Stars 2 came in, I'm like, oh, we're just having some repeats, some cool things, but like we all know who we want back. We want Coral back. We want Miz. You know,
Yeah.
and Theo's right up there as well. Yeah.
Yeah. And you realize that All Stars is not All Stars, it's has-beens, you know?
With that being said, that is the end of the episode. This was Battle of the Challenges podcast with Vincent Cloud
And Famous Dave.